It's episode 3 of the podcast, numero 3. It's very exciting because we're actually going to launch on the internet this week.
Yeah!
So listeners can actually listen to the first 3 episodes, so that's exciting. And we've got another guest joining us. Oh, wait, where are my manners? Turch, welcome.
Thank you, and welcome everyone to the We Only Do One Take podcast.
That's it. We only do one take. And I think that's important we tell our guests that we only do one take. So
And then we edit the shit out of it.
If we can get some clapping music.
Always.
Yep.
Clapping music.
Yep. We'll clap in, maybe a slow clap.
Slow clap, build
Then
up.
build it up to a fast clap and then a big cheer and a woo. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Blain Connolly.
Ooh.
Go outside.
Well, you know what I'm going to say, Kieran? I spent my week... This was such a busy week this weekend. Last weekend. The weekend just passed.
Mm-hmm.
And you attended something of mine, which was my gig with the cliches on the Friday.
And I just want to say that it was a great event. We were supporting, as in episode 2, we talked about how we're going to support St. Vincent's.
No, it was Salvos.
Salvos, sorry. Oh, that's right. I had a bit of a rant about them being a religious organisation. It was a great night. Thoroughly enjoy, especially how your band played Africa. I thought it was fantastic.
We try our best.
Well done. And I know Blain had a great time there.
I didn't pay to get in. Sorry. I walked straight in.
Perfect.
Only bought drinks.
That's good.
I was driving there. I drove there and I had to buy a round of drinks. Is that acceptable?
Did you drive everyone home?
I did.
Well, no. They owe you a drink for sure.
Thank you.
Or at least 2.
this
I would say the
podcast
one
already.
that you bought and the one...
I was just impressed that I was a recipient of one of those drinks. So thank you, Blain. And also thank you for the lift home. Greatly appreciated.
So dead tired. I shouldn't have been driving, I swear.
But look, I just want to thank the Gamey Devils for hosting us. They were absolutely fantastic. They do a good show every year and donate to the Salvos. So hopefully we have many more gigs to come with the cliches, a couple more with them as well. And a huge thank you to Nicholas Trajanovsky from Dead City Ruins. Woo! Another shout out to him. He came in. I asked him very drunkenly one night if he'd like to play for us. He said yes. I asked, "Are you sure?" And he goes, "When are we doing it?" So it was awesome to have him on stage. I haven't played with him since our Montresor days. And just to let everyone know, we ended up raising $2,000 for the Salvos, which is really cool. You know, you do your little bits here and there, and if that means I have to play guitar and act like a dick on stage, then that's really easy. I can do that.
Poor you.
Well, that was a nice rant.
Oh, well, I know I have a rant in store.
I'll be a dickhead on the guitar for the kids.
Putting it out there, I have a rant. I went to a wedding this Sunday.
Was it a surprise wedding?
You can speak closer to the mic, mate.
Surprise wedding?
See the lines here, talking to the mic. See, you want something like that.
Over the line.
All right.
Test. 1, 2.
Edit it out.
But you know what? Like, I'm getting sick of weddings. I've been to so many recently.
Sorry, I think that's the pizza.
That's the pizza?
Yeah.
So I went to a wedding on the weekend, right? So I went to a wedding on the weekend. And I'm sort of getting to the stage where I've been to so many weddings, whether that be with the Woggy side or like, you know, with friends and family or in cousins.
What you're saying is you've got enough experience that you can now gate crash weddings.
I would
You
like
getting the
to...
look now from Jess?
The look...
When's it us?
You know what? Really funny. That this wedding here, the whole time, like the bride... I said to the bride once that Jess and I probably will just might never get married. What's the difference? If we buy a house, we move in together and do all that sort of thing, get a dog, what's the difference? And this bride was absolutely mortified at the thought that we would never get married. And then the wedding, there was no bouquet. So I said to Jess, well, you didn't catch the bouquet. There's no way we can get married now.
So correct me if I'm wrong. What I'm hearing is at any wedding that we go to,
Yep.
as dear friends,
Yes.
you basically want us to, if Jess is in the crowd of people who's going to catch the bouquet,
Yep.
you want us to run in and push her out of the way, pin her down, So she can't catch it. Is that what I'm hearing?
You know what?
Because you don't want to get married.
That would be hilarious. I don't want you to do it just for that reason. I want you to do it for the hilarity of it as well. There's two facets to it.
See one fatty in front and just do a run, get the shoulder up, go for the mark. Yeah.
So nonetheless, I went to this wedding. This is what I wanted to get to. And you know what shits me about weddings? The speeches. Because there's no spectrum of speeches. They're either so terrible I want to stab myself in the eye with a biro, or they're just the groom, the best man taking a dump on the groom. There's no in between.
There's I went to my cousin's wedding in Perth, and I actually wish it was recorded, and this sounds really bad now, but the best man told the funniest story. He actually told about his brother, about the time he shaved pubes and got caught.
See, that's really funny. And that's the kind of stories that I'm looking for at a best man speech. I'm not, and this is the thing. The best man at this wedding talked so much shit about his younger brother. It was hilarious. But the maid of honor, the maid of honor's speeches go this way every single time. All the speeches have that upward inflection after every sentence. You know that upward, it's called upspeak, I think. And they always go like something like, we met at high school and we've been really good friends and I can't believe how pretty she looks.
Most people are just pissed off that they never hear like how dirty was she just terrible.
But that's the thing, like they'll tell like one story and it'll be like, one time we got so drunk, do you remember that? And no one, see, it's not funny for anyone else because they weren't there.
So I walked in on her and she was a human Chinese finger trap.
Yeah. See, I want to hear stories like that. I don't want to hear about the time like you went like this. They told us about times they had morning tea together, and I was like, I don't want to hear this. I just want to hear the time that she accidentally slipped and fell on a penis. That's the kind of story that I'm looking for. Or the time she got so drunk she fell down and hit her head on a tin roof or something. I don't care. Tell us something funny and makes her look like a piece of shit.
I want to sit there, look at the bridesmaids, hear these stories, and just put a face
to
the story. And it's like,
that's right.
This one knows how to take a dick.
Yeah.
She is truly the maid of honor.
All right, I've looked it up. The best man, this is what he needs to do.
Okay, here we go.
He needs to thank the groom for the kind comments he made about the bridesmaids.
Yep.
He needs to tell a story about the difficulty of being the best man and getting the groom to the ceremony on time.
Always hard.
Yep. He needs to tell...
that's another thing. The women take about 10 years. Okay, I can get dressed, shower, shave, shit, shampoo, ready to go, suit on, look up the address, write the card, girl still in the shower. I don't understand.
Do you know what the bitch about it is? They've been planning their weddings since they were little girls, and it still takes them fucking forever. They should have the flowers already down pat by the time they're 6. God damn it.
So continue. What does the best man speech have to do? So what was it? What was the first two things?
So maybe instead of them planning their dream wedding, we should be getting them to plan their dream speeches when they're kids.
Well, they should just be planning. You know what? Out of everything, the bridesmaid should know that their friend pretty well, or their partner, or their sister, or whatever. And they should just have like, there's got to be a bank of dirt, of dirty stories or funny stories. That's what I'm after. I'm not after this like lovey-dovey bullshit. And I'm sick of this upspeak as well. I wish they would really stop that. But you know what? The whole time I was just whispering over to Jess, just going, talking to her in upspeak, even when we were dancing. I'm like, oh my God, I'm having such a good time. Aren't you? Isn't the food so good? Isn't this a pretty candle? Oh man, I would kick my own ass.
They're kidding. They're getting pissed and they're waiting for someone at the end of the night to just hook up with.
I have a feeling that might be the case.
Yeah, this is so nice. Gets even nicer later on.
Oh, that's right.
All right, so the groomsman, he needs to make an amusing story about the groom and his past, provided it does not refer to past girlfriends.
No, yeah, of course, that makes sense. I'm happy with that.
Or other serious, dangerous topics. That's fair enough.
Past partners don't say that, right?
And a personal congratulations to the groom of his choice of bride and best wishes for the couples and the happiness, yada, 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 yada.
So you're telling me that someone saying a speech at a wedding should not mention the name of the previous partner? Is that what you're telling me?
Look, it'd be hilarious. If I was in the audience and someone did that, that would be hilarious. Do you know my brother, when he got married,
No.
he thanked everyone in his family but my sister.
But that's something I would do.
And I proofread. I proofread the speech.
But you know what? That's something I would do. I'd be like thanking everyone, and it's like, oh, did you thank your brother? But what did he do? He literally just rocked up and didn't even pay for his own suit. What a bastard!
I know, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, the bridesmaid.
Yep.
Needs to
Talking up speak.
Nah. They've got to give a lovely opening. How she knows the bride. Share a brief story on what you love most about the bride. Briefly share how you knew she met the one. And do say what you love about the groom. So it's the bride's... There's nothing funny there.
Yeah, I know.
It's all lovey-dovey.
But I think that's the bad bit. People are not there to hear the lovey-dovey shit. If they want the lovey-dovey shit, they'd go to the morning tea or whatever the girls have, or to the afternoon tea and have butter biscuits and scones and sandwiches with cucumbers in them. Not...
And white gloves that go up to their elbows.
Gotta get closer to the mic.
I don't
that
know.
was a good
Kieran
joke.
Is hogging it.
Oh, that's right. Just whip it off him.
He's taking a monopoly over this.
No, it's alright. It's plenty of slack, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure you get close. I want to be able to see some of the bubbles there.
Bubble.
No,
Nothing.
So anyway, Kieran, it's been a fun week in news, and we've got a guest here today. So let's get.
Oh, hang on 1 second.
Oh, you got something.
Yeah. When I was 15, 16, I went to one of my first weddings, right? And
I was page boy at 3 weddings before I was 5. So this is what I'm saying. I'm so sick of weddings. I've been to so many, and I've offered to be page boy at every single one of them.
Can I be your page boy?
You know what? I want like every single bloke there to be a page boy, but I want you all to wear like the one I wore when I was a page boy, which was like frilly stockings and like those those shoes and like a little like cumberbat sort of 3-piece suit. That's what I want you guys to wear. That'd be amazing. 100
Fucking Groomzilla over
yeah,
here.
mate. I just wanted to be a shit show, just like this show.
No, when I was like 15, 16, I was on the kids table, but the kids table, I was the youngest person on the kids table at my cousin's wedding.
Yeah.
And I was at the back, and I had my brother must have been, 22, 23, and he was just pouring me wine.
Yeah.
Like wine and alcohol and just getting me shit-faced, right? Anyway, it got to the speeches, and they filmed the wedding, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was in the toilet puking.
Lovely.
And the next day, we're at my cousin's house, and they were actually watching the video. And it did this pan.
Wait, that's another thing. Why the hell do they watch the video of what they just did the next day? It's not like they're editing it. They're like, just, it's not like this, like a podcast or whatever we're doing. Like, I'm going to edit it the next day, get it going so we can put it up somewhere. They literally just go, look how beautiful.
They're patting themselves on the back for a job well done. No one died. None of the old folks collapsed.
Oh, I'll tell you what. It could have been some of this one. Tell you what. Have I ever told you about my parents' wedding video? This is the greatest thing I've said. I converted it from VHS to a digital format, and then uploaded it to my computer, put it into Sony Vegas, and started chopping it and this and that. And Dad goes to me, okay, so edit, because everyone at their wedding of 250 wogs decided to say a speech into the camera, and most of them, as you can tell as the night goes on, they're getting one more and more drunk, and two speaking more and more Italian, and then getting more drunk, and then speaking Italian incoherently. So my dad just goes to me, all right, separate them all, like snip them into bite-sized pieces. And what we'll do is we'll go through them and we'll see what we want to keep. So I did all that, and Dad sits next to me and goes, all right, I want you to edit anyone that's dead, anyone that we don't speak to anymore, just delete it. So we cut down this like 5.5 hour video, 6 hour video down to about half an hour, and it was actually like we got rid of the Eucharist in the wedding ceremony. We got rid of the prayers of the faithful. The homily went for about an hour. We got rid of that, and it was actually a watchable video after that. But I'll tell you what, wedding videos, man. Pictures I'm all happy with.
Anyway, sounds lovely. Sounds like that was.
It's
Why
fucking
would you
torture.
edit that long?
Why did
Like
did
6
I?
hours of editing.
No, there was no. The guys that did the initial video didn't edit it. They just gave us my mum and dad the video.
He lives in the man's house. He will edit that video if he wants to be fed. If he wants a roof over his head.
Look, that's fair enough. I anyway, what I was saying about my cousins were there the next day. Anyway,
Are these the hot cousins, Kieran?
no. The hot cousins are the Perth cousins.
Import them.
The fact that he calls them the hot cousins.
Yeah, I know, it's a bit Freudian.
Go back to Shelbyville.
I believe you called them the hot cousins, and then I followed.
And he was confirming.
Let's not get bogged down in details. Yeah, they did a pan at the wedding, and there was one chair empty, and it was my chair, because I was in the toilet puking, and they're like, who wasn't there at the wedding? Anyway, that's probably not as funny as it sounds now. Can we get some laughing?
Yeah, you know me, I'll let it straight in.
Was it a high chair? Were you sitting on the high chair, Kieran?
Yeah.
I strapped you down. You escaped.
I still sit on the high chair. What's wrong with that? Anyway, what a big week in news. How about we get our? I guess is eating pizza. So maybe
Wow.
do you want to start there, Kieran, or do you want me to start? Because I've got a doozy of a story.
Look, you know what? I reckon. I reckon you start.
Yeah.
You've got a doozy.
I got a doozy.
We'll go with your doozy.
I got a doozy. So, going on from last week of Mr. Donald Trump and how his Trump Force One, he would blast Elton John and drink nothing but Diet Coke, and eat hamburgers and all that sort of stuff. From Fox News. An armed Washington state man stopped in the middle of an intersection last month to fight lizard people because Donald Trump told him to.
He's fighting the good fight.
Oh, mate. So this guy, I'll just go on here. The Pierce County Sheriff's Office said they received a call on November 25th in Parkland, Washington, that a 54-year-old man had stopped his white SUV in the middle of an intersection, waved an AK-47, and screamed about "send in the news" and "lizard people." Police arrived on the scene and started closing in on the man, who put his weapons away in the cab and laid on the ground as per police orders. The man allegedly resisted being handcuffed before the police tasered him. According to the police, the man had said he had snorted methamphetamine to lose weight and had been prescribed morphine.
Lies, slander, no way. He was of
Wait,
sound
wait.
mind and body.
I'll tell you what, this story only gets wilder and better. The meth doesn't make me a crazy man. The lizards are people are real, he told the report.
It's all about you, Hillary.
He reportedly told the officers. He also said Trump called his home to inform him about the lizard people, and they needed to fight them before they took over, police said. The man, police reported, claimed that Trump told him on an alpha dragon and had kidnapped his family and was holding them hostage.
Can't make this stuff up.
The department said the man was heavily under the influence of a stimulant. Yeah, no shit, he just snorted methamphetamine.
High on patriotism.
And was transported to hospital for treatment. He was subsequently put in a 14-day mental health evaluation on hold, and the officer did not release the man's name. Deputies said that they searched the man's SUV to discover a loaded Century Arm AK-47, a loaded Ruger .357 revolver, 5 loaded magazines for the AK-47, a holster, and a wooden bat. Can I just say, isn't that the... I said this last week about the Trump story, but this is one of my favorite Trump-related stories I've ever read. This man is a national hero, and they should make statues of him for generations.
Oh, they will. They will.
But what you might be... Oh, okay, go, Kieran, go.
I was just going to say we should call this segment Trump Watch.
Oh, mate, we should do it. I'd bring one every week. I reckon this is the... But, like, it's got to be something ridiculous. I can do that. But the question is, I'm sure it's on everyone's lips. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I quite like myself a good conspiracy theory. I really do. I think that Alex Jones is hilarious in his conspiracy theories. I think that conspiracy theories in general are the greatest thing ever because it's so ridiculous. They're perfect. So what you might be asking, what are the lizard people and where do they come from?
Yes, I've been asking since before this podcast.
I knew that. So according to British conspiracy theorist David Icke, who had a revelation after some time and decided that the lizard people, the shape-shifting reptilians from the Alpha Draconian star system, now hiding in underground bases, are behind the world conspiracy against humanity. It contends that most of the world leaders are these reptiles, including George W. Bush and Queen Elizabeth II, one of the top 10 popular conspiracy theories in the United States. And no fucking shit. How's this for a stat? In 2013, public policy polling in the US indicated that 4% of registered voters believe in David Icke's ideas. 4% of the people who voted think that they're reptiles.
I've just got updated figures here.
Oh, here we go.
Updated figures.
Updated. 10 out of 10. Straight from Wikipedia.
Actually, what did you say, 4%?
4%.
What's the population? 250 million?
Well,
350
registered
million?
voters, so that could be, let's say 200 million.
I don't know. Yeah, well, this could be 4%. I haven't done the maths yet. I'm sure our Mr. Accountant will inform me. 12 million Americans believe lizard people run our country.
That's amazing. 12 million. These people vote.
Is there any news on Alex Jones's claims of intergalactic space pedophiles?
Look, nothing's coming through yet, but
Intergalactic sex robots.
Oh, they're real.
Space pedophiles, lizard people. Our hands are full, people.
Oh, mate, look. We can only fight the globalists one globalist at a time. You know?
First, we got to make the frogs not gay.
You know what? Funnily enough, I don't know if you...
Holy shit, sorry. No, you know how I said 12 million Americans believe lizard people run the country?
Just before.
Sorry, margin of error on this poll is 2.8%.
So basically, no one, or maybe even more. So there could be even more. There could be 15 million people.
It could be. It could be.
So I'm just glad. So Trump Watch for today is done. But like I said, fight the globalists. What can I say?
We are through the looking glass, people.
47 million Americans
Yep.
believe that the government controls minds through the TV.
But I get that. I can understand that. For me, like, I get that. There's got to be some kind of propaganda out there. That kind of makes sense. I wouldn't say it in that way, but I can sort of get what they're coming at.
Oh, by the way, I've just looked at lizard people control politics, 4%. That's 12 million.
12 million.
Yep.
There you go.
It's
So
about 4%,
my stats are still up to date. I'm very happy with myself.
Oh, well, well, half the population has to be under 100 points on the IQ test.
Well, same as Australia, I guess. Living the dream here. At least we have nice beaches.
Keeping the stupid people happy.
Now, I know last week we got our guest to talk about Milo.
Yep.
Milo
Yiannopoulos. Yep.
We have actually our guest this week, Mr. Blain Connolly.
Yep.
Actually went to see Milo as well.
Yeah, I was sitting next to him at the show. If you want to talk about this again.
Oh, sorry. Niall asked you about
That's
Milo.
right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Well, shut up for a second.
If you want to talk about this again.
No. I got a new. It's not a news story, but I was reading a figure, which said that Victoria Police have charged Milo $50,000 for security.
Yeah.
For the handling of security. So they charged about $50,000.
Well, Milo naturally told them to go stuff themselves and paying for that for a bunch of hippies who have their day off, or RDO, let's put it lightly.
Hippies don't have RDOs.
It's hard to take a day off when you're on Centrelink. Weekends don't mean too much when you don't work.
It's trying to be funny. You didn't see it. Anyway, they're protesting. Didn't have their pack of smokes. Didn't have their rollies. Yelling at the good, fine people who want to see a man speak. A flamboyant gay man.
Well, around the area that he actually spoke, there are a lot of Sudanese migrants because there's lots of commissioned houses around the time. And apparently, a lot of the people who came to protest weren't there to exactly protest him, but more to protest the protesters to tell them to fuck off.
So you mean that it was like that South Park episode where the Atheist Alliance versus the... What was it? Atheist League? Yeah. So there was protests protesting the protests.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Everyone's fighting the good fight. Who are they fighting? Who the fuck knows?
But look, someone's got to be charged with 50 grand, so send out the bill.
Yeah.
So, Kieran, what have you discovered in the news this week? This has been a fun week in news, tell you what.
Oh, it has. And this one is a whopper.
Another Hungry Jack story.
Why microwaving a boiled egg is one of the most dangerous things you can
God,
do in a kitchen.
Bring this in too. All right, Kieran.
See what happens when I'm actually prepared.
I know. give us a. So, Kieran, why is boiling an egg in a microwave so dangerous?
Well, eggs sometimes explode in the microwave. Didn't know if you knew that, but fun fact. So it's probably wise to cook them conventionally on the stove or the frying pan from now on. Just a news announcement there, people. And you might have encountered popping eggs when cooking them by convection, and this is common, but messy and best avoided. But it turns out that microwaving hard-boiled eggs, so obviously you've cooked them,
yep,
and now you're going to microwave them to warm them up, can result in an even worse scenario.
So I already have a question about this, because if I'm hard-boiling an egg, I'm never like going to go, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hard-boil this egg, and I'm going to put it in the fridge. And then, like, tomorrow, I'm going to think, really want that egg. Because if I have time to hard-boil an egg, I'm probably going to eat it on the spot. Like, I'm going to make, like, a salad and put it in, like, a Caesar salad or whatever it goes in.
I don't imagine you looking forward to that on your way home from work. Oh, I'm going to have that egg.
Yeah, look, I'm not a big eggs, apart from omelettes. I could dig an omelette. Don't mind bacon and eggs. But I never just go out and go, I'm going to hard boil an egg. And then that's the thing. I'm never going to I'm going to hard boil an egg. I'm going to put it in the fridge. And when I really want that egg, I'm going to put it in the microwave. It's like freezing hot water so you have it when it's ready. Like, when you really need it, It's just like, just do it again. It's fine.
Hard boil the egg, but the milk is going off today. Gotta have the cereal first. I'll get back to the egg. True story. Has happened.
Oh, I hate it when the milk goes off. Anyway. I don't really like
don't
eggs.
cry over it, mate.
Well, currently there's a lawsuit on at the moment.
Oh, good.
Where a claimant says that he suffered severe burns and hearing damage from a hard-boiled egg.
Okay. So
apparently...
What did it tell him? What was its last words? Come on, it would have had a badass one-liner before it went.
With a mouthful of pizza.
Apparently, the egg had exploded in the complainant's mouth after he bit into it. It's almost like eating one of those, those...
Pop Rocks?
No. Chicken Kiev balls.
Oh, like they're really hot on the inside?
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
And you eat them and then they burst. And then, because you've nicely dressed, because you're at a party,
yeah,
and someone served them and you eat them and you make a mess.
And then you get really angry because then you're like, they absolutely put this in the microwave.
Mm-hmm.
You just know that they did. It's like these people have probably spent $30 to $40 a head and I still have to buy my own drinks. And last thing I want is something they've heated in the microwave now spilt all over myself.
It's terrible. It is terrible. Actually, I was wearing the jacket when that happened as well.
Oh, the jacket.
It spilt on the jacket.
Yeah.
How many jackets have you owned now, Kieran? What's the count?
2 jackets.
The good thing is about jackets, you can always dry clean them. Unless you can't.
You can always get padding on the elbows.
Oh, that's good. 'Cause if you ruin a jacket, you can just put the patches on a new jacket.
I don't see you as a teacher yet, Kieran. You're not a teacher. You need padding. You need a pipe.
You need a padding.
You need padding. Need a pipe. You're not there yet. That's all I'm saying.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So anyway, have you? Okay, cool. Maybe a cut there.
I'm just trying to tell Blain to talk into the microphone because I'm not picking him up.
I feel like that asshole is just chiming in, like you're like babysitting me, like the whole time.
I'm just trying to make sure that we can hear you, mate. Hey, see, look, that's a good distance.
It's like he's getting picked up later. We'll just deal with him for now. Sorry, folks.
I can't even cut you out that much because we're on the same vocal track.
Just grab the mic when you talk.
I don't want to be that forceful guy. It's like
no, just grab it. Just grab it.
Yeah, it's all good.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's all good.
First podcast, people.
Yeah.
Come on. I'm no Joe Rogan. Ha ha ha.
Nah, it's shits and gigs. Anyway, that's my news article.
Oh,
it's tamed.
that just proves that. See, here's the thing, right? That guy there took the egg out of the microwave. It didn't explode in the microwave, but when he bit it, it exploded. So how is that the microwave's fault?
I'm not defending the microwave. It's his force.
Yeah.
It's on him.
Yeah.
If he took his time, he would have eased the damage.
Yeah. Like, if you're...
Done to his shirt.
How much... So... do you really need an egg so much? You just go, I need to take it straight out of the microwave and into my mouth.
Eat it whole.
Yeah, eat it whole. But no one goes, you just don't go, I'm going to get a knife and fork, might cut it in half.
See how it is.
See how it is.
Have a look at it.
How do you know the inside's cooked? This is a microwave we're talking about. We're not talking about, out of the pot, where you know it's cooked.
But you see, it was in a restaurant. So obviously the restaurant has microwaved the boiled egg.
Is that true? Is that in the article? Oh, really?
There is a level of trust at weddings when it comes to food. You assume the spread's going to be food, the alcohol's going to be expensive.
Yep.
And that you're going to take a few liberties.
Yeah.
And you're going to bite into it. You got professionals cooking.
Yep.
Not some mom and pop shit.
But you know what? I actually trust the mom and pop because if they get one bad review, they're out of business, and they don't want that to happen. Big chain restaurants like Macca's, they've got hundreds of bad reviews, but lots of good ones from Chicken Nuggets. So
these are caterers who don't like their job, but they kind of need it to pay the rent. So yeah, there's that duty of care. Yeah. Anyway, speaking of food possibly going bad, well, it did go bad in this case. Girl at my work, she bought fan of cheese at the supermarket. Gets a big thing of cheese. It's about to bite into it. Big white maggot starts crawling out of it.
Ew.
Expensive cheese.
Hope no one's eating while we're talking about hard-boiled eggs and maggots.
She was explaining to me that she bit into that and then discovered the maggot. Yeah, she would have been hysterics.
It's like I guess that's definitely worse than biting an apple and finding a worm or something like that.
Yeah.
Like a maggot's like.
But it was like good cheese, and the maggot was white, and it blended in. It was like one with the
cheese.
Pretty much, yeah. Ugh.
Oh.
So that's put me off cheese.
You'll be back.
I'll be back.
Safeway has Woolworths. To our American viewers, listeners, the shopping centre.
It's pronounced, as my nonna calls it, Safeway.
Safeway? If it's alright. I can't even remember what I was going to talk about now. Something to do with cheese.
It's all about cheese and Safeway.
I love cheese. Makes my gut,
Someone update our Wikipedia
fart
page.
like no tomorrow.
If it's sliced and in plastic, nice and secure, I've got that assurance that has been fucked with, I'll be happy.
Oh.
If it's just a whole big thing of cheese, you don't know what's... No. Taking too many chances. That's a roll of dice. I ain't Mr. Vegas. I ain't doing that.
All right, I got another news article.
You're up again. I was going to throw it over to the guest.
Actually, does our guest have a news article?
I think he does.
I forgot to tell him to bring a news article.
No, he brought something up. If he wants to start, otherwise, while he's
go with yours.
While he's preparing, why don't we get to you?
All right, actually, why don't we get some preparing music?
No music? Yeah, it's all good. I'll put it in the background. You don't have to say it. I know what to do.
All right.
I put the Barry White music in last time.
Ooh. We should maybe get some Barry White music in now. Maybe a different track.
I'll try my best.
Those sound effects last week, they were to die for. To die for.
Do you like that pew pew pew? I'll put it in the background.
Oh, dude, especially when I farted, but you don't know that I farted, but you just put this like massive fart. Like I did a whopper. Like it was a whopper last week, and then obviously the people who've listened to last week's now listen to this week.
Yep,
They're actually
yep,
going to realise that it was
obviously.
me that farted.
Yep.
But I pissed myself when I listened to it.
Well, we'll get that on. We'll get that on recording too, and I'll put that in.
All right. In Reddit World News, ancient mummy gets CT scan after 2,000 years. Is diagnosed with cancer.
Oh, that's good.
And they say detection is key. Early detection is the key to prevention. Bit too late in this case.
Oh. Can you imagine, like, you're in ancient Egypt, the pharaoh, and like you die of whatever causes, and then it's just like you probably know you're sick. You probably know you have cancer, or like something like cancer or whatever it is, and then it's like, what we're gonna do? We're just gonna put like 50 leeches on you, and you're also gonna have to cut off your foreskin and eat it. Like that's probably something that they did.
Medicare's come a long way.
You know what, mate? We've from slave labor to now, where I think we're doing all right.
Health insurance is a bit more affordable. Not much amongst the slaves.
But that's the thing, like they treated like all the Egyptian pharaohs as gods, so they would have done everything in their power.
But it sort of makes sense, right? Because they died when they were about 25.
Yeah, 25, 30. Yeah.
And now if you look at 10 and 12-year-olds, they rule the world, don't they? They try and kick and scream and get their own way. So they would have got their own way back then they would have been king.
Well, that was, I think, Tutankhamun. Was it Tutankhamun that was like the youngest ever pharaohs? Like he was like in his like teens.
No wonder the bloody cats were worshipped there. Jesus.
So you're king and you get to do what you want, and then you tell some other people you're sick, and some other people. Anyway, it would be terrible.
What is the criteria to be a healer in ancient Egypt? You get it right that one time, and then the pharaoh just says like, "You're a healer. You know what to do," and you just wing it the rest of the time. It's like, oh,
no. What you got to do is you got to apply for the job on Seek and have the right requirements, and then once you hand in your resume, then in the next tab you click next, and you have to fill in the same information once again that's in your resume, but just to do it again. I don't know why. That's how you apply.
That's a lot of parchment. You got to fill out your resume a few 100 times. Just like tear it off. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go.
That's all in stone, mate. Just carrying that around.
Yeah.
Alrighty, here we go.
You got one.
Got one. I have a feeling we may have gone to the same website.
I've been all over the place, so I've been sort of lucky on that. But let's have a look. What have you got?
All right. Here we go. Man agrees to girlfriend. Oh, actually, before I say that, Turch, do you have a drinking problem?
Only on weekends and days ending in Y.
Fantastic. Blain?
I like a sniffer of port in the wintertime.
All right, so I'll give you the headline. Man agrees to girlfriend's drinking ban for a 100-pound bet, then finds genius way around it.
Beautiful.
So obviously this person might...
Jess, don't listen to this.
Yes, Jess, don't. If your name is Jess, earmuffs. All right, so there's this young woman decided to give her boyfriend a drinking ban. She decided.
Yep.
Right? It sounds like he didn't decide it, and I don't think he would have decided. But she decided to give her boyfriend a drinking ban and bet him £100.
Yep.
He couldn't stick to it.
Right.
Okay.
For how long though? Was it just stipulate?
It doesn't say. No, until Christmas.
Oh, that's not bad.
So from now till Christmas.
Yeah,
about a month. Okay. So she bet him that he couldn't limit his booze intake to only 1 glass a night until Christmas. Okay.
Yep.
1 glass a night.
Mm.
I'm going to show you a picture.
Yeah.
And in fact, I might show the picture to our guest. I'll get our guest to describe this picture. Because he's only having 1 glass.
Oh, man, I saw this one coming. Yep. Big smile on his face there.
I'm assuming that the glass is subtly bigger than a normal glass.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Baby steps. Yeah, he's the straw's very creative. It's very comfortable on the couch. One of those corner couches. Just sitting there, getting the wife's attention. It's like, hey, have a look at this. Sticking to the bet. $100 coming my way for more booze.
So if we look at the size of the couch and then the size of the glass, what do we see?
An ugly looking couch.
I'm going to say that the gentleman is lying on the couch, seductively, mind you, with a lovely sweater. And I would say the glass is a wine glass. It's a very big wine glass. And I would say he's probably holding at least a bottle of wine, maybe a bottle and a half in that one glass. And it comes all the way up to like the couch seats for ease and convenience and the speed of Webjet. Not a sponsor.
Oh, I forgot to talk about our sponsor tonight. It is from Professor... Is this from Professors or the other one?
Yeah, Professor.
Oh, this is from Professor's Pizza in Watsonia. Actually, it's called Professor's Gourmet Pizza something.
And to meet my $30 minimum bet, I ordered a nutella calzone serving for 4. So guys, if you guys want to dig in, go right ahead.
Serving for 4 for 1.
Nutella calzone.
So that's Watsonia Professor Pizzas.
Do they have any specials on at the moment? I hear they...
I don't know. I needed to get laundry detergent. And it's been 2 days. I've been out of laundry detergent for 2 days. I've needed laundry detergent. And I went, right, before you come over, I'm going to go down to the shops and we're going to get laundry detergent. And then I was like, I haven't done anything for dinner. I finished teaching at 7:30. I'll go down and I'll ring up, ordered a pizza from Professor Pizzas, and I'll get laundry detergent. So I went to the shops. I bought apples, I bought lime, I bought everything but laundry detergent.
So ready for your gin and tonic over there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, gin and tonic. Took out the money, picked up the pizza, was in the car halfway back home, and I forgot laundry detergent. So I had to go back.
You are the pure essence of a man.
And as we speak right now from our studio, the washing machine's on right now.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. So, I've got 3 more stories that I brought in. I thought I'd let you guys sort of decide what you'd like to hear about. Would you like to hear about a whistleblower that gave information to 4chan? Would you like to hear about hackers putting some stuff on ISIS's websites? Or would you like to hear about a malfunctioning toilet on an aeroplane?
Malfunctioning toilet.
This is from the New York Daily News. So I've gone all out for this article.
That is very reputable.
Says the man eating a calzone. So, malfunctioning toilets calls Delta flight to make emergency landing halfway through a flight to Seattle. When you gotta go, the plane's gotta land. A Delta Airlines flight from Kennedy Airport has had to make an emergency pit stop in Montana so passengers could take a much-needed bathroom break, officials say on Wednesday. Malfunctioning bathrooms on the Boeing 757 caused a real emergency Saturday, forcing the plane to land in Billings Logan International Airport more than halfway through a 6-hour flight to Seattle. All the toilets were full and passengers really needed to go really bad, according to the Delta incident report uncovered by Billings Gazette. The United Airlines final Boeing 747 flight...
They should have picked the chicken.
So once they landed, relief was still nowhere in sight. Because of an unscheduled stop, no gates were available for the plane, which had to be taken to cargo area for to unload several passengers that needed to find a lavatory very urgently, according to the report. Ground crews had to bring a roller stairway to the plane so passengers could rush to the nearest restroom and find relief of built-up pressures, a report said.
I swear journalists in journalist school, are they trained to come up with this kind of...
You know what? This is all from the report itself. So I want to get a hand on this report because I reckon the guys have gone, this is the fucking funniest thing I've ever done in my life. I'm going to make sure that there's more I need to go to the toilet innuendos than I've ever written in my life. So passengers were allowed to get back on the plane and continue their way once their toilets were fixed and the plane was refueled. The Billings Director of Aviation and Transit told the paper. Oh.
So I've just I've just looked up the
Yep.
Boeing 7. I think you said 757 has 4 toilets on board. 4 toilets. So that means all 4 weren't working.
Yes, that's absolutely right.
I was thinking, is it just a small aircraft with 1 toilet and they've got to land? But no, all 4 weren't working.
That's amazing.
That's 4 fat fucks on the toilet. Couldn't take it at the bloody terminal, so they took it with them. There you go, Montana.
Amazing.
Do you know when I was in the CFA, that's Country Fire Authority, we did this training exercise, and it was one of those winters where it'd been just raining a lot, and we're out in Whittlesea. Anyway, I was in the crew leader position, so I was navigating, and we're about to swap over, and our driver pulled over on the side of the road, and it was sort of like a bit muddy, and there was like a ditch, and then on the other side of that ditch, it looked like it was hard, so the driver was like, I'm going to drive along the road, and then I'm going to get the wheels on the other side from that ditch, and then we'll stop. Anyway, long story short, we basically bogged the fire truck. It ended in the ditch.
Speaking of toilets.
Ended in the ditch, and then, I opened up the crew door, and like my feet were touching the ground.
What a story, Mark.
Anyway, I needed to go to the toilet. It actually took us 4 hours for us to get towed out.
Unbogged.
Yep. I had the radio, and I was like, well, this is hilarious. How do I make this as funny as possible? Yeah. Right? Because I thought we're going to have to write a report. We're going to get in trouble for some reason. Anyway, let's just take the piss out of this. So I radio, and I go, Vic 5, this is St. Andrews Tanker 2. And they go ahead, St. Andrews Tanker 2. And I go, we're currently experiencing road surface tension issues. And they go, could you please repeat? And I go, we're currently experiencing road surface tension issues and require towage. And they go, could you please clarify, St. Andrews Tanker 2? And I go, yes, Vic 5, we're currently bogged and require immediate assistance.
That's fantastic.
Do you know what happened? Because it was Wednesday night, and a lot of the other brigades had their meetings on, their monthly meeting. So within the space of 30 minutes, we had 5 different brigades and their fire trucks turn up to come see us. Not offer assistance, but to laugh and point and then go home.
I would have done the exact same thing. I'm not going to lie.
They're just checking to see if you're all right. They care.
Yeah,
there he is. They're pointing, laughing.
That's the
They're
first
happy.
letter of CFA.
They're happy you're alive. We're so happy. They're just bogged. Oh, hurrah.
We got more support from the local farmers driving by than from the CFA.
You should have a honk with your horny sign at the back of the truck, and they're just like, oh yeah, I'll honk my tractor. It's fine.
We ended up getting a phone call from our captain who was like blasting us. And of course, me being me, I was like, hello? Oh yeah, we've currently got an issue. Hang up. I'm like, I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
I just imagine the farmers coming up. It's like, you got mud in the tires.
Oh, back to the tractor pull, boys. Let's do it.
They know all about it. They show you how to get it all fixed up. Mud in the tires, Kieran.
So that was good fun. Anyway, that has nothing to do with toilets.
No, it got to do with bogging, and you said taking the piss. So we're quite good with the sexual innuendo here.
But that would be quite uncomfortable on an aeroplane if you couldn't go.
Well, worst comes to worst, if you really needed to go, you could just try and piss in a glass. I mean, really, there's ways around it, but this just means that more people really wanted to take a shit on an aeroplane, and that is like the worst thing you could do on an aeroplane. Like, take a shit on an aeroplane. For me, only if I absolutely, desperately 100% needed to shit on an aeroplane would I shit on an aeroplane.
One time I was on a flight to New York, and I was in the toilet taking a shit, as you do, and the captain's announcement came on. We're about to have a bit of turbulence. Oh. So I was in the toilet, 12 years old, holding onto the bowl, and it was all freaking shaking. Most intense shit of my life.
Well, I was going to say, at least if you're going to shit your pants, you're in the right place.
But why don't you like aeroplane toilets?
I don't.
Because you push the button and it does the.
Oh, that. I just, it's like, if you want to shit somewhere, you're gonna shit somewhere comfortable. You want to shit somewhere where you're relaxed. You don't want to shit where there's turbulence. You just want to sit down and go, you know what? I've got my own space here for a bit. Especially on a plane, you sit next to people, you're cramped.
At least you have fucking space. Look at the size of you. I go in there, I'm fucking cramped. I'm like Yao Ming in a fucking hobbit hole.
Oh.
What are you complaining about? Fuck's sake.
Hey, I fucking need my leg room, alright? That's what I need.
You have leg room. I'm worried about my knees, man.
Sorry, man. I just don't have
to
legs.
maneuver. It's a tight space everywhere.
Oh,
man.
I'll complain about my leg room all I want, mate.
You're the shortest one here.
But that doesn't mean much to the listener.
Listen here.
I'm 6'2". These guys are 6'3". That's it, guys.
Whenever my whole family flies together, we always have to make sure we get the front seats, just so we have the leg room.
So do
all of
I.
us.
So do I. No one wants to smell the Italian stench. It's fine.
I will smell the Italian stench if I am not cramped up like a fucking cattle car on my way to Auschwitz.
Quick, sorry, what were you saying? I wasn't listening.
He's gone Auschwitz.
Oh, God.
It's just a bit cramped, Kieran.
Blain and Turch.
Yep.
Personal question.
14 inches.
I fold.
Do you stand or sit when you wipe?
I do a bit of both.
No, don't sit on the fence.
No, I do.
I do as well.
Yeah. Sometimes sometimes you just want to get usually I just sit there, return not too bad, and then sometimes you know what, I just can't get it. And standing gives you the leverage and the maneuverability that you really need to wipe your ass in the bidet.
You need to get right in there, and you can't do it if you're standing up, butt sort of clenched.
Yeah.
You need the cheeks to be nice and open. Ready for that.
Yeah. What I don't get is, what I don't like in bathrooms is those hand dryers that blow the air, like those Dyson ones. I don't like them. I feel like my hands are dirty.
I love those urinals.
I put my hands in it, and I just feel other people's piss because bloody Blain's pissing in them.
Hey, you gotta get used to these new toilets. I worked it out.
Yeah, I don't like them. I don't like. I prefer a paper towel to those heat dryers. I think those heat dryers just blow around all of the piss and shit particles on my hands.
It's how they're thinning the population.
Oh. Then I'm living forever. Oh, Kieran, you got another news article for us?
Oh, this one's a cracker.
Oh,
this one, I have been saving this one. Oh, sorry, I've got
Since about 2 hours ago.
I've got to delete some
pornography.
Yeah, some pornography.
But you know what? Speaking of porn, I'll just quickly do another one. From news.com.au, hackers putting porn on ISIS propaganda sites. So a group of hackers have taken aim at Islamic State militants and brutally humiliating them with a rather scandalous cyber campaign. A group of Iraqi computer hackers have launched a cyber operation against the Islamic State terror group by slipping pornography images into its official communication channels, according to a report published this week. Members of the group told Newsweek that the goal is to show distrust amongst ISIS users among the messages for its group leadership. In one instance, the hackers photoshopped an image of a naked woman into an announcement about the opening of a media center in the ISIS-controlled Syria. The altered image made it look like the Islamic State extremists were viewing pornography. How great is that? How great is that? That's my favorite way to win a war. We're just going to Photoshop pornography into their own pictures and put it up there on their message boards. How great is that?
That is great.
I'm all for this.
That is fantastic.
It's even better if it's their own women. Just the veil, nothing else.
Just an ankle showing.
Just set them right off edge. They'll eat each other up.
That's just, and look at this. So the guys go, they go to a certain Telegram site and they've been very successful, and they've only got 6 people doing this, and they've been highly successful at shutting down many of the communication networks that ISIS have been using.
I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I think because the war has changed.
That's
the
a
war,
really- that's a
it's not
really-
traditional wars anymore.
Yeah.
The
It's meme
war has
wars.
changed, and it's going to be, it's really not going to be face to face. It's cyber.
Yeah.
It is. So you've got to be on the forefront, and because they're very religious,
Yeah.
and they'll probably take offense to that. They'll probably enjoy it by themselves, but if
Well.
they're in a group, they'll probably take offense to that.
Yeah.
So I think that's fantastic.
No,
I
look,
think that is a
if
great.
you're going to win a war by showing the opposition pornography, that for me, that's like an Onion article. It's like reading the Onion. It's like, man wins, lawsuit by watching pornography. That's exactly the kind of article we just read. It's just beautiful in every single possible way. I love it. This is fantastic.
The snatch that's winning hearts and minds across in the Middle East.
Okay. This one's a cracker. You guys are going to love this. Absolutely going to love this. This is probably the best news article you're going to have.
I don't know. We've done pretty well this week.
You can tell that I'm trying to talk it up
I was
because it's quite bad.
I was going to say from last week and the week before where we had pretty average articles, this has been real fun.
We had sex robots last week.
We had two
And
sex-
the week before we had sex robots.
Yeah, it's true.
What's your knowledge on sex robots, Blain?
He's got 3.
Isn't one of them a citizen of Saudi
We
Arabia?
talked about that last week. Wait till you actually listen to the podcast. Wait till it's actually released. And you might find out some stuff that you didn't know and some jokes you didn't want to hear.
Ooh. Yeah, apparently there was speaking of sex dolls or robots, whatever. There was a guy at Sexyland a couple of days ago broke into it in the middle of the night just to steal a $3,000 one.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, fucking hell, how lonely.
If you want to try it, it's in Kieran's bedroom. So Kieran, so Kieran, what have you got for us?
No comment.
Hang on a second.
Uh-oh. This is why you don't buy a Mac, everybody. You just print it out like a normal person.
No, wait. That's the boiled egg one. I don't want that one. Oh, no. I'll have to edit this part.
Oh, Turch, it's the software he uses to back up the sex robot.
I clitoris.
All right, so this is going to be great. Now, it's almost Christmas time, which means
Depends when we release this. But go on.
it's almost Christmas time, which means that we're about to sit down at the tables, and we're gonna have what are they called? You know, the things where you go bang.
Christmas crackers?
Christmas crackers. That's
You
it.
said that was a cracker of a story before, and I thought, okay, here we go. I thought this was about me and being a white person, but,
Did I say this was a cracker of the story?
you did, and I thought this is actually really good, and now I'm not going to give you credit for that.
Oh, fair enough. All right. Well, I've got this year's top 50 Christmas crackers,
That's amazing.
but I'm not going to read all 50. Don't
No,
worry.
let's go. Let's go top 5. Count from 5 to 1.
Well, they're from England, so a lot of them don't make sense.
Okay, well,
I'm
top 5.
I'm just cherry picking.
All right, let's just cherry pick the top 5.
Do you know what Ryanair is?
Ryanair.
Mm.
Is it a really terrible airline run by Ryan Powell?
Probably it's the Irish airline. Close enough.
All right, here we go. What is the difference between Ryanair and Santa? Santa at least
works on
flies
Christmas-
once a year.
Oh, I was going to say flies on Christmas. Yeah, that's all right.
All right. Why was Theresa May sacked as nativity manager?
Who knows?
She couldn't run a stable government.
Oh, God damn it.
If we can get lots of applause after
Oh,
this.
yeah, no, all right, yeah. That's all right.
All right. Kim Jong-un will play Santa this year in the South's annual pantomime. He said he fancied a career change.
Oh, God. You know what? My little...
One more.
One more.
All right. Theresa May has asked Santa for a home makeover this year. The first thing on the list was a new cabinet.
Oh, God damn. Get out. You know what the most important
It's
part?
Christmas dad jokes. We were live.
You know what the most important part of comedy is, Kieran?
Sass.
So my little cousin, timing. So my little cousin, when he was a couple of years ago, would go up to Jess and like say all these really terrible jokes, and then like Jess would tell him a joke, and Jess would be like, oh, what do you call, like, why'd the chicken cross the road? And he'd be like, oh, to get to the other side. Jess is like, yes, that's right. He goes, I knew that one. I knew that. Or that's an easy one. He thought they were like questions, like a trivia, like a quiz. And like he was getting like, so Jess would just make stuff up like, oh, what do you call a computer lying on a fish? And he'd be like, oh, a sausage egg. Oh, that's an easy one. Every single time. Hilarious.
10 points.
10 points, yeah. Anyway, he's now touring the USA.
He's got a special on Netflix coming out.
Yeah. Supporting Joe Rogan.
What is a joke? Coming soon.
Real philosophical show.
Really makes you think, why?
Really makes you think, how did he get a special?
Does he know his craft?
It's like Andy Kaufman, just like, why is he a comedian? Is he not a comedian? Do we know what's going on? Hilarious. Kieran's confused.
Who are we talking about?
My little cousin and Andy Kaufman. Similar, but not very much.
Oh, okay. Who's Andy?
He's a comedian from the 1980s that Jess showed me. That he would like fight women and like bag his audience consistently, or walk on stage and just play bongos for an hour. And he was a comedian.
He's a massive weirdo.
Yeah.
And Jim Carrey played him in a movie once.
I still have to watch.
And they made a movie about Jim Carrey behind the scenes making this movie, and how into character he was, and he was a complete weirdo. So yeah, big deal. And for some reason, Anthony Bergantino just loves him.
Yeah.
Our viewers won't know who Anthony is, but I'd like to say our second sponsor for the show is Anthony Bergantino from Bergantino Music Industries. He's probably got a music industry.
I don't
Does he
know.
teach? Ben teaches. What's Ben's band garage teaching called?
It's called...
Let's give him a plug.
I can't remember off the top of my head, but we'll plug him next show. How's that?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Done.
He's a great teacher, I think.
The next show is the show just before Christmas.
Is it the Christmas special?
Maybe we'll make a Christmas special.
Oh, Christmas special. That sounds great.
And I think I have a special guest lined up.
Ooh, okay.
It's Humphrey B. Bear. Only Australian viewers will understand why that's funny, but doesn't matter.
Would have preferred the Red Wiggle.
I actually met the Red Wiggle.
Did ya?
Mm-hmm.
How did that happen?
At Cherry Bar.
Yep.
On the AC/DC lane.
Oh, yeah.
He was just there.
Oh, yeah.
Got a photo with him.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. We'll post in the comments.
I felt sorry for him because he's out having a great night and everyone's like, can I have a photo? Can I have an autograph?
I'm sure that happens all the time.
And they can't have a nice night out.
Oh, they can. They just got to say, no, shut the fuck up.
I remember when he posed for the photo, you just see the anger in his eyes. See a smile, but the anger was there.
What a man. What a man.
He wasn't making children happy that day.
I think that's a wrap.
I think
we're babbling. Oh, damn it, it's gone.
Wow, the whole... Wow, he finished a whole 4-person nutella calzone.
It's $8.50. I had to make my $30 minimum order. Come on, people.
Should just kept pizza for tomorrow. Should order the second pizza and had it for lunch tomorrow. Ugh. Well, nonetheless...
Well, that is a wrap. We're going to be up live. We're going to be live.
No, not next week, but up at Phillip Island.
No, I meant, but we'll be up and running. By next week, the podcast will be available to download.
Absolutely
and people
fantastic.
will be able to
What platforms?
Don't worry about the platforms. I've got the platforms all under control. The platforms are fine.
Yeah. It's our own version of Spotify, which is called Stupefy, and we're ready to rock and roll. It's just us. And, yeah.
That sounds great.
That's actually pretty funny. I've thought of that right now. I didn't write any of those jokes.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. We'll be up and running.
We'll have another special guest next week.
So hang on. But I'll find out on the night.
We'll find out on the night. Yeah, of course.
Because I haven't arranged anyone.
No, I have.
You have?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
All right.
And then so next week's show will be the big Christmas special. So we'll bring some Christmas stuff in.
Yep.
We'll dress up.
Yep.
I'm coming as an elf on the shelf.
Okay.
Which makes sense.
Yep.
And
because you're small.
That's right. Leg room. That's it.
And then the week after that is the
Boxing Day special.
Boxing Day special. Yep. And then after that.
And then we're at the Phillip Island special.
Yeah.
3 specials. You guys are going to have an absolute ball. Can't wait.
Thank you to our guest, Blain.
I'm full of bread.
He's going to sleep well tonight, people. So, Kieran, I'd like to thank you for another successful podcast here for the We Only Do One Take podcast.
That's right. We only do one take.
Yeah, that's
right. The real shit show.
It's a real shit show. And I'd like to say thank you to all our lovely listeners and see you next Tuesday.
We release it Thursday. See you next Thursday.
And I'd just like to say to all our lovely listeners, see you next Thursday.